I'm feeling high.
Okay, y'all, so we're gonna finish this on up. Okay, so I'm in the house, sitting on the couch, I'm being held hostage. And so the girl comes out, the girlfriend, she comes out on the couch and she's like, "Are you okay?" Girl, okay. No, I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay at all. Oh, what's going on? What's wrong with your hand? And her boyfriend whoops on her on a regular. You know, these type of guys, they flock together. Okay, he whoops on her on the regular. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, get away from me. I ain't. This ain't the normal thing for me. I know this is the normal thing for you, but this ain't normal for me. You know. But anyway, so beautiful girl too at that, but young. Like, you know, hit her boyfriend and clowned her and said all kinds of stuff about her around me, and you know he didn't been around at the house. Oh, he was so fine, like, whew, y'all. I'm talking like super fly fine. Okay, I'm talking like my husband right now fine, but he ain't as fine as my husband right now though. But you know he's that. He was handsome, gorgeous, which you guys will see one day. You will see mine one day, but that's my business right now. We can keep that my business. So anyway, so she come, "You okay?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Girl, no, I'm not okay. Nope, not okay. I just want my keys, and I really just want to go home, you know." And so her boyfriend come over there. "Get away from her. Leave her alone. Stay out of that mess. I don't want this MF to say nothing to you. It's gonna be a problem. Stay out there." And he coming. He's back and forth in the house. The dude that I'm with, you know, just saying little stuff to me. So finally, he comes back in the house. He starts calming down. Now I'm here for hours, y'all. I am here for hours. Okay. This whole thing was like when I got home. It was about the sun was coming up. Okay, when he finally decided to let me go, the sun was still down, but me driving home and getting into my house, it was coming up. Okay. I got home. When he dragged me out of the car, I kicked my dashboard in, and I kicked one of my buttons in on my radio, and I had just got that car. Like I said, that car was like a month old for me. I had just got that car. So anyway, he came into the house. I'm jumping ahead. He came into the house finally after hours of me being there, and he goes, "You want to go home?" He started coming down off them drugs that he was on and off of the drink, and he was like, "You want to go home? You want me to let you go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to go home. You won't call the police on me?" You know, he had just got out of jail when I met him. I found that out. Okay, a little later after I got close to him, I found that out. So, "You gonna call the police on me?" I was like, "No, I ain't calling the police on you. I just want to go home." And he was like, "Don't call the police on me, okay? Please." And I was like, "Dude, just give me my keys. Just please, just give me my keys. Don't talk to me." Here, I left. So I get home, and I'm debating on calling the police, pressing charges, all of this stuff. But I'm like, I just want to be done with this dude. I really just want to be done. I just want to just be done finally. He knows that this is it. You know, this is it. Ain't no coming back from this one. You know, he know that this is it. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I went to the doctor, 2-3 days later. The very next day, I went and got my car fixed. I put an alarm system on my car too, because I hadn't done that yet. And I got my windows tinted. I was crying in the waiting room. The reason I did it is because I had a roommate, and my roommate was at home during the day, and I didn't want him to see what had happened to me. He was a gay man, and you know, I didn't want him in my business. I didn't want anybody in my business. So I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my roommate. And I went and stayed gone all day and got my car fixed. Didn't go to the hospital. I went and bought one of those things that go on your arm and your hand. And I put it on my arm and my hand because I figured that I didn't know that it was crushed. I thought that it was just sprained or something. So I'm walking around like this for like 3 days. On the third day, I was in pain so much. I had no idea that my hand was crushed and that I was, anyway. And I didn't want a police report filed. I didn't want any of that to happen. And I still feel comfortable doing that. That's crazy. I had forgot for a minute that I was sitting like that. So I sat like that for 2 days. On the third day, I couldn't take the pain. Was just really bad, and I couldn't open my hand. I couldn't move my hand and do any of that. So I finally went to emergency. My friend saw me and he was like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" And I was like, "I'm in pain." He was like, "Well, what happened?" And I just told him, I didn't want to talk about it, whatever. He was like, "You need to go to the hospital, like you're in pain." And so anyway, I went to the hospital and the doctor saw my hand. They took an x-ray. I told them that I closed the door on my hand or something fell on my hand. I did something like that. I felt crazy. It was one of those after school special type of feelings. Anyway, so I told them that I lied, and they told me, "You need to come to surgery tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. I have no idea how you were like this for 3 days, but you need emergency surgery. Do you have to go to work?" I was like, "Yes." And they were like, "You need to call in. We'll write something up for you. You need to be in surgery in the morning, emergency." My bones had crushed, and they could have got to my heart and killed me, caused blood clots somewhere, and just killed me. I had crushed bones floating around in my arm, for 3 days. So like, I was lucky I was still alive. So they rushed me. They said, "If you have any problems breathing or any headache, any pain, or any of that, you need to get to the hospital as soon as possible tonight. Be here in the morning, 5:30. Surgery was at 6. And I was like, "Okay." So after doing that, that's what happened. I was in surgery. I wore the cast on my hand for, what was it, like a month before I I could start therapy. And then after that, I had to have it on. So I wore the whole thing. The healing process took a full year, but I didn't go back to 100% for another year. So it took 2 years for my hand to heal 100%. And I had to get the metal casts all across my hand. This whole part from here, like I said, that's actually my scar. From here all the way up is plated. It's half bone and half metal. So I walked like this for a long time. I stayed like this for a long time, but I had to start eventually, using my arm and using my hand and, doing that and stuff. So that actually got me interested in lifting weights and working out, because they told me that I need to start using this hand and lifting weights would be good. So I started with a grip, with a ball. And then this arm started looking a little flabbier than this one. And it's still like that. You could still kind of see it. Can you see it? Yeah, you can still see this one is a little smaller than this one. This one's a little thicker. So I started working this arm more than this one, because I was right hand anyway. So, you know, I use this one anyway more. So for that reason, and because I stayed like this most of the time, this hand was like really flabby. Like you can really see it right here too. And when I talk and move around, sometimes you'll see I still do this sometimes. I just automatically, you know, do that sometimes. And my hand stayed like that for so long. I stayed like that for like 3 days before I got my surgery. So, and then I had my cast and I was afraid that it was going to get hit. It would hurt my arm all the way up here because, you know, my tendon, this right here, you guys probably already know, you felt that before. If something happens like right here, like you can feel that loin, that tender. It's like your leg. You know, your leg is the same way. If you hurt your back of your leg, you can feel it all the way up to the butt muscle and all that on the back of your thighs, you know. So I would just be like this most of the time. Most of the time, this is me. And I was like that for, like I said, like 6 months. I was afraid to move my arm, and they told me after the, you know, 60 days or 30 days that I had to start to, you know, moving around and doing stuff, and I couldn't stay like that. So I did eventually start to move around. I got better, and I saw him one day. At where was I? I think it was at the store, the liquor store. It traumatized me, scared the crap out of me. I'm still afraid of him, honestly. It's funny. We live in the same town. I avoid him. I'm still traumatized about the whole thing. If I see anybody that looks like him, you know, my heart starts beating really fast. Like, you know, I'm not afraid that he's going to do anything to me or hurt me or anything like that, just by seeing me, but just the memories of it all just is really scary, and I can't stop myself from being afraid of him. You know, I can't stop that. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just the way my mind and my body reacts. So unfortunately, yes, we do live in the same city still, I guess. I don't know. I think he still lives out here. I still live in the same city. I didn't move, so I don't know. And so I worry about, you know, seeing him everywhere, anywhere that I go. You know, I don't really go out or do anything. It still does affect me. I still think about, you know, what if I see him somewhere or whatever. You know, it's scary. I am not single. I am with someone, but that's another story. I don't ever want to see him again, especially not when I'm with my significant other, because as far as the type of men, I like bad boys. That's just what I'm attracted to. You know, I grew up in the hood. I'm from the hood. I'm from East Palo Alto, so you can't help who you love. I like squares too. I think they're sexy too, but that's just the man that I'm attracted to. And the dude that I'm attracted to is that way. He's a bad boy. He's the one for me. I love him. I love my baby. But I could never have them clash, because I want my honey to stay free. He ain't the one to be played with. And of course, this dude ain't the one to be played with either. I know he has done some bad things. He's a bad person. He always kept that away from me. He had a lot of secrets. He did a lot of stuff, flew out a lot of places, and, you know, did stuff. But, you know, I never want to know that, you know, or what he was doing or what was going on, you know. And I wouldn't want them to bump heads or clash or anything like that. So anyway, moving on. So that's the story. That's what happened. And I am a smarter woman because of it. I got with this dude, going back to part 1 in the beginning, because I wanted security. I was used to having security. My first husband was a provider. I was with him for 22 years. And when we separated, I never found that again, and I was just used to being taken care of. That's my personality. That's who I am. I'm a wife. I have a wife personality, and I've just felt like I should be taken care of. I was a sweetheart. I was a nice woman, somebody that was faithful and a good woman. And I just wanted that again. And it was gone. So, but I didn't want to be, married to the same person again. It just wasn't our time anymore. We had both moved on. So I was looking to have that again. So anyway, what changed me is after that relationship, I got into that relationship for all the wrong reasons. I stayed in that relationship for all the wrong reasons. And in that relationship, I learned, like I said, about God. I learned about being independent. I learned about depending on the Father and looking to Him for love and for growth. And I'm already an only child, so I was already pretty independent, So I just learned a lot about myself, and I stayed single for a long time. It was so nice to be single and finally have peace. You were with a narcissist when you get by yourself and you are just happy to be alone. You finally have peace. A narcissist will wake you up every single night, come home yelling, fighting with you every single day for absolutely nothing. And I went through that for almost 2 years, and it was just so nice to finally be able to sleep through the night and just have peace, to get through a day without having an argument about something stupid. So I lived through that, and I changed my life. I decided that I wasn't ever going to depend on anyone ever again, okay? A male, no female, no mom, no dad, no nobody. So I went to school, got my degree, got a better job. I took care of myself. I became very independent. I didn't have to depend on anybody for anything after that. It changed me, and I'm a different person today because of it. Narcissists they're called vampires. They're called vampires because if you're raised by a narcissist, if you've been with a narcissist, you will pick up those traits. You will become a narcissist. Narcissists turn other people into narcissists. You start to think that these crazy things and these crazy traits that they have are normal. You start to think that, this is what normal people do, and you pick up those traits and you start to act that way, like you're a goddamn psychopath. Forgive me, Father. But, you have to know who in your life is a narcissist. You have to understand what these toxic people do, their traits, how they think, how they work, because you have to stay away from them. Some of them are dangerous and they will kill you, okay? There are such things as malignant narcissists. Those are the dangerous ones. They will have you commit suicide. They will have you thinking that you are crazy. They will have you unhappy for the rest of your life in a relationship, stuck on stupid, okay? And you think something's wrong with you. You need to understand who these people are, how they work, how their mind works, and how to get away from them, because it's strategic. You can't just walk away. Like I said, these people are dangerous, and they will begin to talk about you to everybody around you. They have what's called flying monkeys. They will make your life hell. They will make you look like a crazy person. They will make it seem like it's your fault to all of your friends. They will turn everybody against you. They talk behind your back. They lie on you like they're telling the truth. They will make you lose your job, your car, all your money. I mean, these people are crazy. And I know hearing all of this, for somebody, it's touching you someplace. It's ringing some bells. I'm telling you guys, learn about narcissism. Learn about the different personality traits, narcissists, psychopaths, malignant narcissists, sociopaths. You have to know about these people because you have to stay away from them. They are dangerous and they will ruin your life and waste your time. Okay? Bye.